If you're one of those real estate investors that wants to expand your portfolio by using the BRRRR strategy, which would be buying a property that needs rehab or renovation, renovating it, refinancing it, renting out, and then repeating that. That's the process that it should be flowing. So a lot of times people say, well, you want to, rent it, then refinance it. But I'm going to say you want to refinance it, get your money back out before you get the renter in there. Because you want to get the appraiser to go out there and appraise it when it's in its best condition prior to somebody moving in that may not have really good, clean moving skills. So how do you verify whether or not you're buying a property that's going to be worth what you think it's worth? You don't know that. You're not from the area. You're going to have somebody you're going to work with that's going to give you some idea what this might be worth. But some also have an appraiser do a drive-by, give you at least an idea. Well, I've got a drive-by here I want to show you, and it's really a desktop appraisal. This is a very recent one that was completed for a client. They did say, hey, I can share this with you so you could take a look at this and decide how to look at this. At least just this is your crash course into it, if you will. So what you're looking at here is the appraiser is going to break down the subject property and some comparable sales in a close area, very similar size, bed bath count. Now, first error we're going to find here on this particular appraiser's desktop or summary report is the bed bath count is already off. 2-bedroom, 1-bath is what they're claiming. It's actually a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So that's an area you'll have to ask more questions about. Now, in the immediate vicinity, they're looking at the closest comp, 0.6 miles away, another 0.6 miles away, and then this other comp, 0.15. Then you're going to look at the properties themselves. Now, how do you look at these properties? How do you know? Well, let's take a look at the subject property for one, because you hopefully are going to have pictures of the subject property that you're looking at and decide whether or not you want to buy it. So looking at that particular property, that's what this looks like. This is your exterior. Pretty normal looking home in this area. This is the back of it. Here's the yard. AC, yeah, it's got some age to it. It's your inside, already has tenants. Doesn't look like it's that beat up. It's not bad, but it's not newly renovated. It's been around a little while. Stainless steel sink, looks like Formica countertops, older cabinets, maybe new handles on the cabinets, painted paneling. Those look like a floor that has been put in more recently, not very recent, but it's been something that had been done. This is the older tubs with some bigger tile put around than the surround on the older tub. Doesn't look like the tub's been changed out. Seems like the tub's been around for a little while. Similar tile on the floor. It's been around some time. You can tell just by the wear and tear on the tile. Same thing with the bedroom. Looks like you got a big rug in there. Pretty basic room. So that's what we're looking at here on this place. So now let's take a look at the comparable sales. Now, what we say was the first one. First comparable sale was 3,539 currently. So you're going to search and just do a quick Google search. And then I always like to go to realtor.com. Now, be careful, the sponsor thing is not going to be your same one. That's sponsored, somebody's trying to sell the thing. Now let's look at one this is the actual address of what we're looking for. Click on that. And it's going to take a minute to launch, of course. Now, here's the property. I like to double click on the picture so I can get a zoom in on all of it. Get a good view of it. That's pretty updated look to the house, comparatively speaking, on the other. Now, they want to make it look as clean as possible because for the picture, but still looks really, really, really good. Look at that nice driveway you've got with a detached garage. Look at that interior. That's been newly redone. Newly finished floors, brand new tile, brand new cabinets, brand new fixtures. Everything looks spectacular in there. Now, it was staged because you don't have that stainless steel there. But look at this. You got the stainless steel hood. All the other stuff stays. The stainless steel fridge was staged. But look at that. That's all new. Staged. But that's a pretty dang good looking place. Look at this bathroom. Everything been pulled out, replaced, completely replaced. Granite on top here, granite in the kitchen. That's, if you're talking about a value on a home, comparatively speaking, they're saying that home that you would be buying is worth 200,000. This is worth 200,000 because it's sold for 198, I think is what it's sold for. It's going to make you, which one would you buy? That's going to be my question. Which one would you purchase? If this house here that we're looking at right here sold for 192,000, but the one I showed you is the one you're considering and go for supposedly 200, is, I mean, look at the backyard difference. There's a significant difference there. So that's your call to consider. Now let's look at the next one. This is the next comparable sale. Double click on that. We're going to double click on the pictures so we can look at this. Now this one is 700, well actually almost 700 square foot, 600 square foot bigger. Kind of hard to call since this one sold for 198,000. They're claiming the one that you were looking at is 200,000. Now it's very similar in the bathroom with the surround being tiled, but all looks fairly new, but it's a bigger house. That's probably the bigger key here. You have a bigger home here. Yeah, painted over the paneling, very similar in that respect. But this is granite countertops, newer cabinets. So that's one to consider. How would you look at that one? What would you purchase first? Now here's the last of them. We're going to go with, got to double, make sure you're looking at the right one. This one is again a larger home by about 200 and some square feet, all brick. Look at you got a gate that leads back to the backyard with the garage. Other things very similar, but man, newly finished. This is another thing you'll have to make a call on, decide, but it has a similar countertop. It's hard to tell. This has this crown on here. These looks like they are newer cabinets. They could be refinished cabinets. Hard to say. I don't know that without digging into it a little bit more, but it's a larger home. Looks like it's got a little bit more done to it. This is definitely newer inside here. So those are things to consider. You want to look at that. Look up what comparable sales they say to look at and determine for yourself whether or not it's the same or whether or not yours is going to need some update to get to that. And if it does, you need to find out how much it cost to update to get to these sales points so you can determine what you're going to have. If that's not going to work, you might have to pull up some others that may not have had a recent rehab. Look where that might be. One of the things that you want to look at here that is also kind of telling is what they say is the predominant value out there in the marketplace, 140,000. That's something to consider as well, 140,000. Now they're saying the opinion of market value as it sat right there was 200,000. I personally don't see that in its condition, but predominant value of 140, that might make a little bit more sense. You want to ask more about other properties that are a 3-2, look at different 3-2s out there that have been sold. I think this was my opinion, going above what the actual value might be, but that's something for you to determine on your own. Understand it before you go into it. That way you feel comfortable when you close. If you have questions about it, contact us. We'd be happy to walk you through it. Just give you more things to think about. You ultimately make the decision. You're the CEO of your real estate investment business. We're here to just give you things to think about and ask questions about. Thank you.